Up next is the sixth race, the preview of race number 6, which is a 70 handicap for the girls, fillies and mares, over 1,400 metres, where the average merit rating is 65. So that just shows you, again, how competitive it is. And there's not too much form to work with. There's 11 runners at this point in time that go to post. But let's hope the package will help us. We've got Umkamazi as a rerun, and Tabiso Gumede and Sheldon Peters as contribution. Let's see if they can shed some light on this race.
Jacqueline, Umkamazi's under the drive. Maria Coralina on the outside. Time to Roll's putting on pressure. Maria Coralina by a half from Time to Roll. And Maria Coralina reaching out for that second victory. Today's Pepe. Maria Coralina, Time to Roll. Then came Princess Anastasia behind these runners as they went down to the line. Umkamazi and Jacqueline in photos.
Yeah, so Lolo Rain has been off form. I think he's going to come back to herself. She kept so well. I think she's going to run well in this race.
Next up will be race number 6 from a breezy Summerveld establishment early in the morning here. Some lovely visuals coming through, and we're getting some good feedback in the background. We're hearing the horses, we're getting the grooms, the jockeys, the trainers. So quite active out here this morning at Summerveld. On to race number 6. Well, number 1, Maiden's Prayer. How many more chances can you give a horse? She was a 92. She's dropped down to a 70 in the handicap, so 22 points lower than her best achieved rating. The only thing I can say is, if you're going to give her one more chance, the turf. She's back on the turf over 1,400 meters. And when she put her hooves on the turf earlier on, she did win. She's back at Scottsville where she shed the maiden, her only victory to date. And I'm hoping today she can show her true colours on this date. So let's hope Maiden's Prayer can rise to the occasion and get that elusive second victory under the belt. She's got the ability, but just a matter of getting the best out of her. For second, I'm going to go number 2, Tango Time, who I liked a bit of last time out, but had absolutely no luck in the running. Does switch to the turf. She's never won on the turf before, but I think if you watch that last replay, she never really got a chance. She never got a run, and the rider couldn't really persevere with her late on. We're then going to go with number 7, Umkamazi, ahead of number 10, Humdinger, who is the big improver after an impressive maiden victory. But let's see what the team in the studio have to say about this event.
Okay, let's go, Dees. Let's get straight into the action. I'm going to throw the ball right into your court. Let's get your numbers, because I don't really have numbers, because there's a lot of horses here that I respect.
Well, my selection all rides on whether the horse runs or not. But at this stage of recording, number 5, Star Choice, is definitely a runner. But keep an eye on the latest declarations. A form update for us. She raced on the 8th of September at Hollywood Bets Greyville, and that was midweek. She ran second, just under 1.5 lengths behind a horse that's in superb form called Another Love. Don't be concerned that she's only been racing on the poly track. If you have a look at her recent form, her last 10 runs, that is, her maiden win was at the course on the turf, and I don't think that it's a matter of her being only effective on that surface, being the poly track. I think she's a versatile individual, just that Frank's been racing on the poly track, for most of her career. If she runs, I think Anton Marcus could suit her. I say this with no disrespect to the other jocks. She is a horse that's got a way of racing. She's not the smartest out the gates, Warren, and she takes a bit of time to unwind, and she just needs to be, ridden more confidently in the early stages of the race. I'm not saying to bash her about and get her to the front, because that's not a style of racing. You don't want to change that, but just to be within striking distance, because she's often left a mountain to climb when they turn into the straight. So if she races, number 5, Star Choice, to beat number 7, Umkamazi, third, number 1, Maiden's Prayer, and for fourth, I've included number 2, Tango Time. But again, keep an eye. Star Choice, whether she races or not. Warren, what do you think?
Well, I don't know if owner Tommy Crow's ever had an exacta or had 2 horses finishing first and third or in the swingers, but he's got 2 horses here with 2 different trainers. He's got Tango Time with Michael Roberts. They run for Tommy Crow, and 7 Umkamazi for Justin Snaith, and that's Tommy Crow's horse. I think they're both going to run very good races, so I'll be taking as many swingers, boxed exactors as I can, but it's a race where, again, I'm going to load up because it's difficult. But I like your numbers, 5, 7, 1, 2. I'm going to respect and include those. We've heard what Sheldon has to say. I will include those. And Tommy Crow's 2 runners, I think, will run well. But it's a tough race. But your analysis on Star Choice could prove spot on.
Yeah, and then one more thing, this horse, I think, I haven't included her, but I think for exotic players, they must take a second look. We've touched on runners in the previous races, in the previous previews, that come from this form line of Humdinger. And she won superbly when she won her maiden. So
she skated clear, didn't she?
Yeah,
she skated clear.
She just won so well. So keep an eye on her. Don't be concerned about the distance. The further, the better. The dam actually won her races from a mile up to 1,800 meters. So that could be the joker of the pack. It's tough out the maidens, as you always hear, but a horse that could certainly follow up. Number 10, Humdinger.
Yeah, well spotted. Okay, that's the 6th race. Let's move on to race 7, which is a handicap for fillies and mares over 1,200 meters. We'll see you just now.